Welcome back, YouTube. Today I am basically talking about Zionism and globalism and these two versions of Christianity and Judaism, which are controlling the world today. So right now we've got some things happening in Israel and Gaza, and that is very bad. Nobody can say that is not atrocious and needs to be over with immediately. But how did this all come about? We start in United States when it first founded. Well, we start in Britain when it first decided, let's bring settlers to the continent of America. And you know why they brought those settlers to America? It's because these people, they were protesting the idea of having a pope in that dictates every single thing that they do when it comes to worship. And I'm gonna say this now, most of the things that I'm saying, they can be disputed and are mostly backed by just watching YouTube videos on it and talking to people on the internet. So I appreciate it if you can come and talk to me about this, maybe in my Discord server, maybe just in my comment section, and I can address those in another video. But right now, this is what I'm saying, and it's not necessarily true, but it's the way that I see things anyway. So the United States was basically founded on Christianity and the idea that we shouldn't be ruled, the Christians shouldn't be ruled by a certain pope or one ecclesiastical leader, that being a religious and being a nation need to be separate things. Separation of nation and state, church and state. And a lot of the people, they also had this other belief that when it comes to the second coming, that I'm sure if you know of Christianity at all, that's going to happen. Basically, just Jesus, he died, and then he's going to come back, and he's going to bring everybody back up to heaven who's good. So these specific Christians, they believe that the second coming is going to happen as soon as Israel all comes back together. All the Jews have come back and made Israel a big place again, and then a certain temple is built. So basically they think of this as, oh, we've got a space to be able to just like put our money towards what we believe. But it's not, it's kind of we're separating church and state, right? I also want to say Islam is important in this, but I'm going to kind of like leave it out of the equation a little bit, just because I don't have a lot of the picture here. Like I'm leaving it out because they're not the ones who are necessarily like, there's fighting going on and they're doing it, but they're not necessarily the ones causing the problem. So I'm saying, here's the problem we have and where it's going, so that we can kind of understand things. So anyway, during the so they've been fighting, they've been living. Come the World War II, we've created this idea of Israel, created by the world's most powerful military, saying, yeah, Jews live here now, deal with it. And people already lived there Palestinians already lived there, so that wasn't, you cannot debate that people already lived there and that we're just killing people by saying, yeah, that's not your home anymore, we're going to demolish that and create our own homes. Like, you can't deny that's happening. Although I'm not trying to simplify it or anything, I'm just saying that is happening. There's other things happening as well. So Israel and Jews, they have been around for centuries, since the dawn of Christianity. So it's not like Christians created Jews. No, they didn't. Jews basically created Christians, is what I'm understanding. So then we've got these specific Christians who I believe are called Zionists. And then we've got these specific Jews who I believe are called globalists. And these Jews, their goal is to build a unified nation of Jews, which will be, the entire world will be fighting it. And then the Antichrist will come, and then the Messiah will come, and they'll all be saved. So you can see there's kind of a conflict of interest here. On one side, we've got the Christians who are using the Jews. They're creating this state so that they can cause the second coming faster. Then we've got, on the other hand, these Jews, so we got Christians, we got globalists, or we got Zionists, and then we've got globalist Jews who are choosing to take that money and take that space in order to divide the entire world against them. And you can see that happening today. A lot of Jews just creating a ruckus, making things terrible, and especially what's happening in Gaza. So there's this guy on YouTube who I've been watching a lot recently, and he's got some really great points. He's a high school teacher in China, but he has some pretty nice roots in Canada, so he's got kind of like an idea of like the Western world economy and like geopolitics, so he's able to teach all this stuff. His name is Professor Zhang. I recommend you check out his YouTube channel. It's freaking awesome. And he's got a Discord server, which is where I talk to a lot of people about this kind of stuff. So he has this recurring story that he tells to make this specific point about this island which has monkeys on it. Tell me if you ever heard of that. So there's this island with flesh-eating monkeys all around, and then in the middle is this small little area where the monkeys cannot reach. So it's a safe space from the monkeys. And the whole island is covered in monkeys everywhere that has resources, that has food, that has water. It all has flesh-eating monkeys. So then, somehow, inexplicably, magically, like 1,000 men are teleported, placed onto this island, and they don't know each other. They range from 15 to 65 years old. They don't speak the same language. They don't have the same religion, not the same race, or ethnicity, nation, anything that you could be different about, they're different about. And also, I don't know if it's 100 or 1,000, but it makes more sense for it to be 1,000 because they would die really fast, the 100 people. So what do you think that they feel when they get there and they realize, oh, nothing about these people is the same as me? I'm sure you think, oh, they feel despair, they feel fear, they feel just like killing themselves. But I'm here to tell you that those men, they all feel energized. They feel happy to be there and happy to be able to live this experience together. And I'm not like the best at explaining things, but that is what I'm here to do. So I'm just gonna do it pretty simply. He does it really well in one of his latest videos about how evil is created. I think that's what it's called. It's like Secret History number 4 or something. So anyway, these people, the first thing they do, they develop a language. Second thing they do is now they're able to communicate, they're able to get food and shelter. Third thing they do is they start to create rituals. They start to create a religion, and they start to bond together and do things that you wouldn't normally do in society. Things like cannibalism, things like things pertaining to having sex with each other, and just kind of immoral things if you were in the world right here. But they don't have the world. They don't have women. They don't have leaders, and for the most part, their leaders are like the most dangerous seeming people who would die for everyone else. So what this whole thing is explaining is that when you are given no choice but to go forward, then you feel energized and you do it. Either you do it or you die. And that is kind of the mentality of the globalist Jews who are in Israel right now. Netanyahu has got that mindset. He wants his people to gather together and be doing these things that generally aren't tolerated. They're taboo. They're things you don't want to do ever in your life. And doing these terrible things, it brings you together. Long story short, they're doing terrible things to build community and synchronicity. So the reason why I named this video The Modern Holocaust is because this whole thing going on in Gaza, it's happening to create unity, just like it happened before. This globalist Jew idea is it's rotten to the core. It's not every Jew. It's like a very small, well, from what I understand, it's a very small amount of people who are feeling this way and acting this way and thinking that this is okay. So anyway, the modern leaders are in power because they have believed this for thousands of years. It's always been this way ever since the dawn of Christianity and Judaism and Islam, which I feel like I might need to describe in another video. I might need to go in more depth. But all in all, I want people to know that this is the way that the world is going. That both the Israelites, or the Jews, the globalists, they are going to continue to do this war on Gaza and possibly Iran, as well as the United States is going to continue to funnel money into Israel no matter what, no matter if it crumbles their nation. It's not about the nation, it's about the Christians. So if the Christians don't have a nation, they just move to another nation, they'll gain power, and they'll do it again. It's more about the second coming. It's more about being brought to heaven. That's their mindset. I want to be in heaven. And it's terrible, but I think that you guys need to look into it. You need to do your research and see how you want to go about doing this. So that's basically all I had to talk about. If you have any questions or any comments, let me know. And I have a Discord server. Also, Professor Zhang has a Discord server. I would love it if people would join that. Just just because of my videos. That would make me feel so happy, because it's more intellectual people who are willing to have open minds and think, oh, maybe it's this way, maybe it's that way. That's the whole Discord server. I love it. And that's the way my Discord server is too, even though we have like not that many people. We don't have moderators or anything. If you wanna do anything for this channel, if you wanna do anything for the Orange Coat Society, if you wanna create an Orange Coat Society crypto coin, I'm getting off topic, but this is the end, so I can do that. If you wanna subscribe and see more videos about politics, that's where I'm headed. If you wanna see more videos about anything, if you want to be a comedian for the channel, absolutely anything you can think of, just reach out to me. I have an email, I have a Discord, I have an Instagram, I have a TikTok, I have a Facebook, see you guys in the next one.